on nerves. Whenever I see a person suffering from nervousness, I think, well, what can he expect? If he had not set his sights on things outside man's control, his nervousness would end at once. Take a lyre player. He's relaxed when he performs alone, but put him in front of an audience and it's a different story, no matter how beautiful his voice or how well he plays the instrument. Why? Because he not only wants to perform well, he wants to be well received, and the latter lies outside his control. He is confident as far as his knowledge of music is concerned. The views of the public carry no weight with him there. His anxiety stems from a lack of knowledge and lack of practice in other areas, which are what? He doesn't know what an audience is, or what approval from an audience amounts to. Although he knows well enough how to play every note on the guitar, from the lowest to the highest, the approval of the public, what it means, and what real significance it has, this he does not know, and has made no effort to learn. Necessarily, then, he is going to get nervous and grow pale. Now, I won't go so far as to say that he's not a true musician if I see that he suffers from stage fright. But I can say one thing, several things in fact. I can start by calling him a stranger and say, this person has no idea where he's living, and for all his time in residence here, still doesn't know the laws of the country or its customs. He does not know what is permitted and what is not. Furthermore, he has never taken the trouble to call on a lawyer who will tell him and explain how things operate here. He won't sign a contract without knowing how to draft one properly, or hiring somebody who does. He isn't casual about signing for loans or offering guarantees, but when it comes to desire, aversion, impulse, plans and projects, he applies himself to all of these without benefit of legal counsel. How do I know? He wants what he cannot have and does not want what he can't refuse, and isn't even aware of it. He doesn't know the difference between his own possessions and others, because if he did, he would never be thwarted or disappointed or nervous. Just think, we aren't filled with fear except by things that are bad, and not by them either, as long as it is in our power to avoid them. So, if externals are neither good nor bad, well, everything within the sphere of choice is in our power and cannot be taken away by anyone or imposed on us without our compliance, then what's left to be nervous about? We agonize over our body, our money, or what the emperor is going to decree, never about anything inside us. I mean, do we worry whether we are going to make an error in judgment? No, because it is under our control. Or having an unnatural urge? No again. So, if you see someone pale with nerves, be like a doctor who diagnoses liver trouble based on a patient's yellow skin. Say, this man's desire and aversion are unhealthy. They aren't functioning properly. They're infected. Because nothing else can account for his change in color, his shivering, his chattering teeth, and this constant fretting and shifting from foot to foot. All of which explains why Zeno was not nervous about his meeting with Antigonus. What Zeno valued, Antigonus had no power over, and as a philosopher, he cared nothing for the things that the king did command. It was Antigonus who was anxious before their meeting. Naturally, he wanted to make a good impression, which was beyond his control. Zeno, for his part, had no wish to please the king. No expert needs validation from an amateur. So what do I need your approval for? You don't know the measure of a man. You haven't studied to learn what a good or bad person is, and how each one gets that way. No wonder you're not a good person yourself. How do you make that out? It is not in a good person's nature to grieve, complain, or whine. They don't go pale, tremble, and say, "What kind of hearing or reception will he give me?" Idiot. That's his concern. Don't concern yourself with other people's business. It's his problem if he receives you badly. True. And you cannot suffer for another person's fault, so don't worry about the behavior of others. All right, but I worry about how I will talk to him. Can't you talk to him any way you like? I'm afraid that I may say something gauche. Look, when you are about to spell the name Dion, are you afraid that you will slip up? No? And why not? It's because you have practice in writing the name. True. And would you have the same confidence reading it? Well, yes. The reason is that any discipline brings with it a measure of strength and confidence in the corresponding arts. Now, you have practiced speaking. What else did they teach you at school? Syllogisms and changing arguments. But why, if not to be accomplished in conversation? And by accomplished, I mean refined, assured, intelligent, not easily flustered or refuted, and fearless on top of all that. Well, agreed. Well then, you are in the position of a soldier on horseback who is about to face a mere foot soldier on ground that you have gone over and he has not. And still you're nervous? But he can literally kill me. Well then, speak the truth, you sorry specimen. Don't put on airs and call yourself a philosopher. Face up to who your betters are. As long as you have this attachment to the body, be ready to submit to anyone or anything of superior physical force. As for speaking, Socrates must have practiced the art. Look at his answer to the 30 tyrants, his defense before the jury, his conversations in jail. Diogenes, too, had practiced how to speak. Witness the free and easy way he talked to Alexander, Philip, the pirates, and the person to whom the pirates sold him as a slave. As for you, go back to your work and don't ever leave it. Settle back into your alcove, think up new syllogisms, and share them with your friends. You are plainly not cut out for the role of public leader.